What's up, comic family, and welcome to the Legion of Comics Monday night Legion list. We're going to be taking a look at what's in my pool box, but before we get started, let's hit that intro. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel and you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out a lot. Drop a like and then ring that notification bell so you know when new videos drop. We drop at least 2 videos a week. And coming up here soon, we are going to be doing our 200 subscriber giveaway. We're past the 150 mark. And when we get to about 175 subscribers, I'll probably go ahead and make the announcement and start showing what we're going to be giving away and putting it out there on Instagram and everything to try to get as many people as we can to participate. So again, if you haven't already, you do have to be a subscriber to be entered to win that when it comes around. So go ahead and jump on that, share it with your friends, let people know that we're here. And yeah, so let's just get right into it. This week, there's some good stuff coming out. I don't have a lot of Marvel books again, but there are a few things from DC I'm really excited about. So right out of the gate, we have Detective Comics issue number 1030. In this one, we find the new villain, the new Rogues character created by James Tynion IV. His name's the Mirror. So his plot's going to be unfolding a little bit more. And it looks like there's a new politician on the scene that's kind of rousing up the civilians of Gotham to kind of push back against the masked heroes in the city. So when Bruce Wayne and Batman is already at his lowest, now his city looks like they're going to be turning against him. So I'm excited to see where this is going to go. And then next up, we have Superman number 27. This is from Brian Michael Bendis. And I love the interior arts in this by Ivan Reyes. And it's just been really cool. They've introduced this new alien villain named Sinmar, and he comes from deep space, from a place that's unknown. Superman confronted him in the last issue, couldn't touch him, couldn't communicate with him. He was trying everything in his arsenal to just try to get through to him, but it wasn't working. So it looks like in this issue, Superman's going to be taking a trip to the source to try to get some answers. And whenever we start talking source, new gods, any of that kind of stuff, I always get interested in it. I love that deep mythos in DC Comics. So I'm definitely looking forward to picking this one up. And then staying with the Batman family stuff, we do have a big book coming out. And this is spinning out of the pages of Detective Comics 1027 and the fallout of the Joker War. We have Punchline issue number 1. And this is the oversized one-shot where we follow up on what's going on with her after the events of Joker War. She was arrested, and you saw her make that statement to the press where she was claiming that she was just brainwashed and everything. So this one, I think, is going to get into more of her origins and see that transformation and that brainwashing or that indoctrination into the psychosis that it takes to become one of Joker's little right-hand men. Now, there are a ton of different variants for this hitting the shelves, as well as store exclusives all over the place. And I did see this John Jang variant that was coming out through Frankie's that I thought was really cool. You got her holding up the Joker card and the knife in her hand, casually stabbing through the card with Harley's face on it. Thought that was really tight. And then also from DC, which I think I'm most excited about, is the Dark Knight's Death Metal one-shot for this week. It's the Infinite Hour Extreme. And I even read the synopsis on this, and it seems so extreme that it didn't even give you a clear-cut idea what it's going to be about. It just says it's going to be the main man's Infinite Hour. He's going to be taking a look back through key events in DC Universe through his perspective on it. And it did say numerous times it's going to be ultra-violent, ultra gory, and over the top. So I think this might be one of those books that it might just be throwing something out there just to kind of, I don't know, freshen up the pot. It might not be too main plot heavy, but I'm really excited about it all the same. Lobo is always a great character to read. He's always really fun. And we haven't seen a lot of him in Death Metal since they kind of teased him toward the beginning. You know that he was rolling with Lex Luthor, collecting some of those precious metals needed to pull his plot off. Now, next up on my list is one of my Marvel books for the week, and it's going to be Iron Man issue number 3. And this is from Chris Cantwell, and they all have these beautiful covers from Alex Ross, and you can never go wrong with Alex Ross. And in this series so far, it's kind of like the same thing they did with Immortal Hulk, or the same thing they're doing with Batman right now, where they're getting kind of back to the basics with the characters. They've stripped him of all of his high-tech gadgets. He's down to just mechanics, and he's trying to reinvent Tony Stark to himself and to other people. And right off the bat, not everyone's just kind of buying it. They still just look at him as a sleazy rich guy. So he's kind of going overboard and pushing a little too far to prove that he's not. And so far, it's been pretty decent. We've seen some of his not so spotlighted villains pop up, which is always cool to see those B and C tier people come back and get some screen time. So I'm excited about getting into this one as well. Next on my list from Boom, I'm really excited about this one, is We Only Find Them When They're Dead, #3 from Tom Taylor. This has been really cool so far. I love the premise of it. The artwork isn't bad. It's kind of anime-ish, but it's definitely been a really cool series so far. Tom Taylor really hasn't missed with me. I've enjoyed all the stuff that I've found over the years that he's done. And in this issue, Captain Mallet, well, when we last left it, and you could kind of tell from the cover there, Captain Mallet was on the run, and the government kind of official, I don't know, I guess the muscle chick, her name's Richter. She was chasing him down because they were dipping out to go try to find a living god, and she doesn't know that's what they're doing necessarily, but she's after him. And they do have some history, Richter and Captain Mallet. So I'm excited for them to dive into that because they do have a very rich cast in this. So I'd like to finally get like some story hashing out and see what's what with what. And more than anything, I'd like to see the overall plot of them actually getting to or finding a living God start to play out a little bit. So hopefully we'll get to it. I don't think they're going to be taking this series too quickly. I think they're going to definitely take their time with it. The whole concept of them finding an actual God, I don't know if that's going to be something they even try to roll out too soon, or they wait till down the road to do it. And then next on the list, also from Boom, we have Seven Secrets issue #4. This has been really good. And I apologize, that last book was Al Ewing. This is the Tom Taylor book, and this has been really cool. This main character Casper there, he just got done with his training, and now he's a secret holder working with a secret keeper. And now that they're done with their training, right on time, the order that he works for is under attack. So we're going to get to see how well that training comes into play in this issue. And then lastly, for what's in my pool box this week and what I'm most excited about, it's my top pick for the week. It's going to be Power Rangers issue #1. This is followed up on last week's Mighty Morphin issue #1, which this is the second half of the original Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series, splitting into 2 individual ongoing titles. There was just too much content for one title to carry, so they split it. And this book is going to be following primarily the Omega Rangers. And last we saw them, they came face to face with this new galactic level threat called the Imperial, and it kind of implied that there's numerous ones of them. And this villain was so powerful that they couldn't even touch it, and they were kind of not even a nuisance to it. And so I believe that they're going to be going to Zordon to try to get some information and see what he knows about them, as well as going to Draken and seeing what he might know about them as well. And when Draken first came back with a half haircut and beat up, he's definitely was scarred. He seemed like he'd been through the ringer, and I think that he might know a little bit more about this than we know he knows. And I'm excited to see what he might know, because what it's implied so far is that he's going to be going with this team. He's been under Zordon's watch, and Zordon's going to be chilling with the Mighty Morphin team, but the Omega Ranger team here is going to be doing stuff out in space. So I don't know if they'll have Zordon's approval, but I think that I said somewhere that these guys and the Mighty Morphin team might be having a little tussle over who gets to hang on to Draken. So I'm super excited about that. And there are tons of variants for this. There will be a legacy numbering, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 57 for this issue. So I'm definitely looking forward to grabbing that one as well. And yeah, I'm super stoked to see where it goes. Ryan Parrott's writing it, and the writing's gotten a little bit better in the past few issues. The artwork in the last issue was way better than anything they've done in a while. I'm excited to see this new artist on this title, and I hope they're going to keep it clean, and it's going to just keep improving, because this book deserves to have some higher tier talent on it, because it's just been such a good overall story. I feel like the book itself has picked up more readers. It's one of Boom's flagship titles right now, man. It's got to be getting some more love than it had been for a while. So those are the books that I have in my box this week. I'm definitely excited for them. Definitely excited for that Power Rangers. And let me know in the comments what you guys are picking up. What did I miss off my list that I should be picking up this week? And again, hit that like button on your way out. Hit the subscribe button and get ready for that 200 subscriber giveaway coming up. And until next time, keep collecting, keep reading comics, and